Hi everyone, today we're doing Plotted CTF on TryHackMe. So let's have a look at the nmap scan. So we have two parts of interest, which is part 80 HTTP server and we have a part 445 server. So we could have a look at the part 80 server first thing. So let's put in 80 and have a look. So we get an Apache web page. One thing that we could do is have a look at the source code just in case there's anything hidden as it's CTF. So we see nothing at all, just your normal template code. So we could have a look at GoBuster now. Just copy this URL and just go to our terminal and type in GoBuster, the U, put in the IP, and I think it's W for word list, user shared word list, GoBuster directory 2.3 small.txt. This is where mine's located. Yours might be located in the up directory, but this is where mine is. So okay, I've let the GoBuster scan run and we have 3 directories. So let's check them all out. We have an admin directory, which might be an admin panel. So we could just add admin here and see what there is. And we just get an ID RSA, which if you don't know is like your public key to your SSH, but this does not look like an ID RSA key. So if this was, we'd be able to SSH as one of the users into the system if we get a username, which would probably be admin. But it looks like some base 64 to me. So we could open up CyberChef. I'll just open it up here as I got it bookmarked. You can just type in CyberChef onto Google and it should hopefully come up. So okay, we're in CyberChef. Let's control V it into CyberChef and let's do from base 64. Drag it into recipe and it says, trust me, this is not easy. Now get back to enumeration. So on the description of the machine it talked about just you have to use a lot of enumeration to get. Well, it talks about a lot of enumeration as everything is plotted. So let's go back to our terminal and let's have a look at shadow and just see what's in all of these directories. So let's put in shadow and we get some more base 64. So let's just paste that in and it says this is not that easy. So I think we're just being baited into putting these in. So let's put in the password. I'm pretty sure I'll just say the same thing, but there's no harm in having a look. This is a CTF and there may be something sneaky here. And yeah, it looks like this is the same string again. So we pretty much checked out this server here, but if we go back to our nmap scan, we get something on 445, which is another server. So what we could do is just press the up arrow to get back to the command, and let's just add a colon and let's put 445 for the second HTTP server and press enter. It says dial connection refused. Okay. Let's just manually have a look then if it says connection refused. So let's see if there's anything on this. So let's just put 445 and yeah, connection refused. So we get this here. So let's just try this again. GoBuster HTTPS / user share word list the buster directory 2. small.txt. Let's try to run that again, and yeah, it works this time. Not sure what I've done wrong here. Everything looks kind of right. And never mind, we got something here anyways. Here's management. So let's just have a look here, and let's just have a quick look here as well. As it's a good habit to always check the page source or any web page, as there could be something hiding. Just a quick look. Anything would just stand out. Like nothing stands out at all. So it's just a normal page source for a default configuration page for Apache. So let's have a look at this management directory, and we get offensive management system. We get quote of the day. Okay, so let's click login and see what we have. So we get login page. So one thing we could try is admin, as default credentials could be possible, and it does not work. So another thing we could have a look at is the page source, as it may have some custom PHP script which we could have a look at. And it looks like it's just all from jQuery, which is a library which probably wouldn't have any vulnerabilities in it. Well, wouldn't have any of the exploits related to room. We get scripts.js, could have a look here. Just some HTML, So if we have a look here, just if message equal length 0. So serialize. So one thing, since this is looks like a custom script that they've made, we could try an SQL injection, or if that does not work, we could try, well, PHP session hijacking. But let's just try SQL first. Let's do R1 plus 1. Before we do that, we want to put a quotation here, as the SQL statement will end here, and it will check the user admin. So the query would end here, and another query will start here, which will say R1 plus 1. So one thing we should do is just put 2 of these here and another one, and let's just try sign in. And we're into the management page. So one of the things that was wrong with that page is that it had no input validation, so we were able to put in code. Well, able to the SQL injection the login page. So we can have a look. We're on a, looks like a CMS on content management system, and we're logged in as a administrator admin. Very creative name. So we have 0 offensive, total traffic offenses. So let's just see the offense record. Just take it to edit. Let's have a look. Can we edit anything? We can. But let's see, add to list. Okay, just anything. Driving out license, running off speed limit. Okay, just basic stuff. So let's see, create new. Have a look here. Maybe PHP photo. Maybe we could create a reverse shell. So one thing we could do is try to upload a reverse shell, but let's just see if there's anything to upload a page before we do that. So we get reports. How about user list or list defense? Okay, how about settings? Let's just have a quick look at the whole page, and we get something a bit more interesting. So we could try this page, or we could try this one here. So we have some file uploads, and it looks like it's directly on the website as well. So we could try to do a reverse shell since we have access. Let's just go to revshells.com. You can just type in rev shells or reverse PHP shell, and hopefully be able to find one. So one thing we'd want to do is change this to our IP address, our OpenVPN IP address. So this is mine here. We'll be listening on 4848. So let's just change this to bash, because we want a bash shell. So if you don't know your IP address, you can just do ifconfig, I think, for Linux, and it should show you your OpenVPN IP address, your TUN0, which is what you'd use to connect to TryHackMe through OpenVPN. So you want to put this in. So let's look for a PHP reverse shell. Pentest Monkey is normally a very good one to use, and that normally works. So let's just copy this. And let's do nano shells.php. And I've already pasted this in anyway, I have one created. So let's upload the PHP reverse shell, and let's just close this so we don't need that. So before we do that, we need to do netcat lnvp, which will create a listener on our end. So we'll be listening on port 4848 as the listener is on 4848. So let's upload this shell. So let's go and browse, and let's go to our downloads directory, as that's where mine is saved. So let's do php shell.php, and let's press update. So you can see here it's loading, so it looks like we might be getting a connection back to our terminal. So let's check, and we have access as www data. So let's do ls and see if we have an interactive shell, and we don't. So one thing I like to do is cat ttl, as I've saved the script. Just type in Google Python ttl shell of Python fully interactive shell. Most systems run Python 3, so that's why I put Python 3 here. So let's just paste this in, and we should get a bin bash shell, and we do. Let's do ls again, and let's cd to home, and we get 2 users. Let's do ls.la and see. So okay, so let's do cd plotted admin. Oops, let's do that again, plotted admin, and let's do ls again to list the directory, and we have some direct list. Let's cat the user.txt and see if we can cat it out. .txt, and we have permission denied. So if we do ls.la, we can see who this is owned by, and it's owned by Plotted-TMS. So if we look at bash history as well, which could be a good source of information, it's to-dev null, so everything gets deleted after the system is normally reset. So this is bad for us as we can't really look for any credentials. So one place we could have a look at is the cron tabs, or check out the Ubuntu user, but I've done this room before and there's nothing in this user. So a place you normally want to check after you've done some enumeration to the other users on the system, see if you can find anything inside. You'd want to check etc cron tabs. Well, cron tab. Whoops, etc cron tab. And this would just show you jobs. Pretty much a cron tab is just like an automated script that would get run. And we can see we have one custom cron tab for plot admin, and that's the user we want to enumerate to. So one thing we would want to do is just check out this directory. So let's cd to this directory and let's just move backup.sh, and we're in, and let's do ls and see what we have. ls.lit, list it all out, and we can see we can read to this file, but we cannot execute it or, well, add anything to it. So if we cut it out, we can see what it has in it. It's probably just an automated backup script for the server, and yeah, it's just a basic backup script. So we could theoretically create a reverse shell to give us access as this user. So we can remove the backup.sh script and put it in, and yes, let's put y as we want to delete it, and let's do ls to list out, and we can see that we have deleted the script. So we could do touch backup.sh to recreate the file, and if we do ls.la, we can see it's owned by us, and we can read to write and write to it. This script will still get executed by the system every minute, which is good, as when this gets executed we will be able to have permissions as this pilot admin if you create a reverse, well, a netcat connection. So one thing we'd want to do is just do print -f, and we want to create a bash reverse shell. So we want to do a shebang Linux, and because I can't remember the syntax for it, so let's just go here, and we have the one here, so let's just copy this, as I can't remember the syntax off my top of my head. Just copy this here, and I think it was actually T as well, so it doesn't matter, we just had a look anyway. So we need to do single quotes, as it won't work with double quotes as I tried it before, because we need to do /n, as we're going to create a bash reverse shell. Let's do bash-c, and we'd want to do quote here, and we'll start a new line, as we're gonna redirect all this to the backup.sh file. So let's go back to rev shells, and we want a bash reverse shell, so let's go to the first one here. It's on bash, and it's saved from the last time we created a reverse shell. So let's create another reverse shell, and let's save this, and let's end this as well with the single quotation, as this won't work if you don't, and let's redirect this to backup.sh. This is pretty much just creating a bash reverse shell. We need to do /n to start this on a new line, as we want this to be executed as a bash script, as this shebang will tell the system this is a bash script. So let's save this, and let's catch back up.sh, and we can see we created a backup.sh. As we can see, this has created a new line here, and the shebang is pretty much telling the system this is a bash, run this as a bin bash, and we're doing -she to tell the system run this reverse shell. And now what we need to do is create a netcat listener again on the same port, 4848 LNVP, listening verbose network port 4848. Now we just need to wait and see how long this will take. Guys, one thing I forgot to do is do change mod.777 and backup.sh, as we need to make this executable by the pilot user who's going to execute the script. So if we do ls.la again, we can see that everybody has access to execute this script here, including the admin user that we want to get a reverse connection to. So if we wait again, we can see that was pretty quick, and we have access as this pilot admin user. Let's do ls, and we should be able to read user.txt, and we have user.txt here. So let's put this in, and we have done it. We've done that user, so now let's try to do some privilege escalation to get a root. So we could try to do sudo-l, and it says we pretty much can't use sudo-l. It says we need to configure keypass helper, as we can't do that. So let's do something easier, and let's do find / here to search the whole system. We want to use a type F for file, and perm for permissions 4000, and we want to send all wrong things to dev null. One thing that we can see that is unusual straight away is everything else here just seems normal and something that you just normally would see in the system, but this one's a bit unique, as well as this one. But let's try this one first. So let's close this and keep the reverse shell open, and let's do dosas privilege escalation, and let's go to exploit notes. This is the first result that had come up, and we see here find type name dosas blah blah blah. So pretty much this will search the whole system to find a type which is a file, and the name of the file will be dos or dosas config. So let's copy this all and let's just paste this in. And it says here how to execute a command. So dos.root command. So we could refer to GTF4 bins as well. So let's just have a look at GTF4 bins quickly. Dos as. Okay. We don't see anything there, but let's just cut this config out. See what happens. This is blah 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 permit. You can pretty much run as root, open SSL. So let's have a look at the exploit notes quickly for a sec. So we can see pretty much you just cut this out to check the configuration of SUIDs that you could run as root. So to use any command you need to do /u for user, which will be root. So we have open SSL open, so let's copy that and put that in. So let's do file read. Let's just read a file, it'd just be easier than just getting to root. And we just need to read root file anyway, so let's do L file read. So we're setting up a variable called L file, and what we want to read is root.txt. This is useful if we know what file we want to read. So we know we want to read root.txt, so we can read root.txt. And first things first though, we need to go back to our hacking notes and just copy this here. Let's copy this properly and put this in here, and let's just copy the end script here. So pretty much this is gonna read, whoops, didn't do that properly. Let's try that again, and it pretty much will read this file by using OpenSSL, which you can run as a root. And we have the root flag right here, which is pretty good. And it says, hope you enjoyed the journey, which I have. So let's go back here and put this in root.txt. And pretty much we've done the room. Have any comments, just leave them down below and I'll answer them.